All, if you are good at if you want to make your Oracle administration from my side, so I want to make any people that I suggest that you should be good at your Linux. And the second thing is that you need to be good at your SQL. Is it okay? So how you are communicating, I don't know, because I work on, see, please don't mind, all of you mute yourself, and please unmute when you need it. Is it okay? Please do that. Is it okay? Now, because we will be working on Linux completely, I want to clearly say you that. Okay, because all the people will work on Linux itself. So we were not going to work on Windows, and if you are very good at your SQL level, then for me it will be easy that I can explain you very lot. Okay, so I hope you know very well these things, and then how I'll be working and how I'll be sharing you the software. This is the thing. First of all, we will be working on the VMware workstations. Either you can work on VMware workstations. You will be quite familiar with that right now, I hope. Okay, so we will be working on VirtualBox, or you can use, presently the people are using Dockers, but right now you may not be quite aware of it. Okay, so we are going to work on the Oracle VirtualBox. Okay, and if you are, I'll be giving you the VM. You can work on it. Is it okay? So that will make you easy to work on the present versions. You can install it, and we'll be working on it. And the second thing is, we will be working, how we will be doing in the census. We will be knowing about Oracle Enterprise Linux. Is it okay? On the top of, we are going to install. So I will be covering up Oracle database version. Presently, I am discussing about R2. Is it okay? Okay, we will be working simultaneously in 12C also. In 11G or 12C, we will be working up. Is it okay? So you need to know both of them. It will be better, because that will make you pretty confident enough. Is it okay? So on Linux platforms. So this is my practical things. I give a practical scenarios much. We need to know a lot of practical. So we will be going in this literally the Oracle. See, any core DBA that I can clearly say you that. Is it clear? We will be discussing Oracle Core DBA compulsory up to Arman, and also the performance tuning. I'm clearly saying you today, because I don't know how what they have made the course current. They have not me shared any course content actually. To be honest, okay. I need to ask them. Is it okay? So what I will be covering in the sense is, you can see right now my course content. Let me tell you very clearly here. Can you please see right now? This is the administration side. So I will be working from you need to know from the Oracle database architecture. Okay, from the Oracle basic architecture, we will be discussing about the memory things, the process things, how it works actually. Is it okay? So then we will be having the how to go for the installations of the Oracle software that you're going to install it, and we will be going for the Oracle database creations in a manual way, or in a first I give a preferred knowledge to how to create in the manual databases. Okay, DBCA is nothing but it can be created easily with anyone, no person. It's not a big deal to work on it, but I prefer to create a manual database, and you need to know about the Oracle instance. Is it okay? And how you will be working with the Oracle networking. Is it okay? And you will be going with the storage management and the user roles, privileges, undo table space management, and you will be having how to make the reports. Is it okay? How you will be working on the reports. This is the things, and let's get into the things about the backup and recovery concepts. Is it okay? So what is the backups? What are the different types of backups are there in this? Okay, what is a logical backup? What is the meaning of physical backup? What is the meaning of Arman backup? In, for example, right now, if I talk about a logical backup, so in logical backup, what are the two different types are there? Old model and the present thing. Like logical has an export import, and also you have a data pump in that. Is it okay? And in physical backup, you have a cold and hot backups. Is it okay? And one more thing that you will be going up with the thing is called Armin. So how you do this Armin, how you create your this recovery catalog, how to take the backup of uh, the other databases. So that you'll be working on it. Is it okay? And see, these are the things, these are the points that tell you with the performance tuning and the Armin. These are the things I'm going to cover in my core DBA. So this is the VM that we have created, and I'm please working on it. Is it okay? We can start it right now. So I think if you're quite aware of it, let's just how to download. I'll be sharing this software to you, and you can plug and play it on your machines on this virtual boxes. Is it okay? So this is the Oracle VM virtual box, and I'm running the operating system of Oracle Linux server. Is it okay? And you can see this thing. Okay, meanwhile, let it start. Let us get into the theoretical part first of all. Okay, so to be starting first, in the Oracle administration, as an administrator, if you want to get into a database of Oracle, what does an Oracle database? What you need to know about a database? What is a database? What you can store in it? The first and the foremost thing is what you can do in a database. Anyone? Any questions? Do you have an idea about what is a database? What does you store in it?
Actually, database is a content of rows and columns and tables.
Exactly. So how you store it in the data? Every database is an RDBMS database. Is it correct or not? So first of all, if you want to know about the database, first of all, let me get into the data first. How you are going to get this data? The data that you are going to get into this database. So how you are going to store a data? Where you are going to store it? In a database. So if a database, if I want to store it, so what it has to have in the sense is you will be ruling the thing is called DBMS. What is that? Database Management System. Okay, and every DBMS is nothing but an RDBMS database. Is it okay? So it's an RDBMS databases, which is a relational database management system. In relational database management system, so the data will be stored only in a structural manner. Okay, so that you can create in the database. What you will be doing, you will be creating in the rows and columns in the database. Is it okay? So that is the thing that you do it. So what does you create? Because n number of RDBMS databases are there. RDBMS supports only the structured. So if you want to learn about the structured means, what are the databases who support RDBMS databases in the senses like you have an Oracle, you have a MySQL, and you have like a DB2 database, and you have a Microsoft SQL server. Okay, so like this, n number of Teradata, Sybase database, there are n number of databases in the present world who supports for RDBMS databases right now. So what you do actually, how you store the data in the senses, we store in this database. How much the capacity of the databases will be in the senses, you can store the data in KBs, in MBs, in GBs, in TBs. This is the storage unit of the database size that we can process the queries up to terabytes of the data. Okay, so how much your databases you have supported for your databases means you can say that I was supporting for 200 TB or else 1 TB or 20 TB. That depends upon the size of your databases company. Is it okay? So, and how many databases you have worked on? We have worked on nearly 200 or 300 databases that you can say pretty clearly. So this is the about the Oracle. See, now today we are learning about the database of Oracle. If I want to learn in the Oracle, if you want to take an Oracle administration, in the Oracle administration, what you are going to do it? In the Oracle administration, what you work in Oracle RDBMS databases in the sense is, we will be creating, you will be creating some schema objects. As if you are a developer of Oracle developer, what they do in the sense is they prepare the schema objects. What are the schema objects are called? In the sense they can have they have what is that? They create tables, views, synonyms, procedures, sequences, triggers. These things will be created in the Oracle database. Now you are trying to learn on this on the top of the Oracle. Is it okay? So now if you want to learn the Oracle, so how you're going to do it? In the sense, what every database have its own administration. So I can say any DBA can work on Oracle database or MySQL database and DB2, because everything is in RDBMS databases. Today in a company, if you go up, so you can learn, if you're trying to learn Oracle administration today, tomorrow you need to learn on you are going to learn on you need to work on Microsoft SQL Server. That is a prior thing, because here you do whatever the things that you need to work on MySQL Server also. So same thing happens here. Is it okay? So today, now if you want to learn in Oracle administration, so what you need to know in this administration, as an administrator, what are the roles and the responsibilities that you have? What you need to do exactly? You need to work as an administrator. You need to, what you do? You create, plan and create the databases. What you work? You need to work on the plan, and you need to create the databases. What especially you need to do in the sense is, you need to work on managing the databases. You do. Can you please see here? To manage. Everything will be managed. You need to maintain. Is it clear what you do? So you need to do these things. Okay, so you need to check as an administrator, you need to know the physical and the logical structure, and you need to know about the storage of the database, and you need to check about the security of the database, and you need to know about the network administration, and you need to know about the backup and recovery of it. Okay, and you need to check about the performance of the database. Is it okay? So these are the roles and the responsibilities of an administrator. So first and the foremost thing, as an administration, you need to learn about what is as a database, how you create a database. That you need to know first of all. To learn this database, you need to know first of all what you learn here. Okay, so what does a database consist of? That is the thing. As an administrator, you are going to create a n number of databases, and you need to maintain it. You need to back up, you need to restore it, you need to recover, and you need to check the performance. Performance is a crucial point where you need to maintain your databases. So first of all, if you want to understand about the Oracle architecture as an administrator, once you create a database only, you will understand it. Is it okay? So to understand it, first of all, we will be discussing about how our Oracle database structure. First of all, what does its structure means? What does its structure means? Once you create a database, as an administrator point of view, you are going to see two things. What is that in the sense is physical structure and logical structure. As an administrator, once you create an Oracle database, you do this thing. To be honest, I can show you in my Linux box, or I can show you in now. See, the thing is, my Linux is running right now, and I'm logging as a user called Oracle. Okay, because right now I want to show you how I'll be logging. Is it okay? In the Linux box, I have already installed my Oracle software, to be honest. Is it okay? So this is my machine that you are going to work on too. And I have installed, we will be, the thing is,
Karthik?
yes, please.
I have one question. I just, with respect to the Linux user Oracle, I registered for this course a week ago and I was going through some installation documents and it says group and user ID has to be very specific. So
Yeah,
you're going to
exactly.
discuss about it little later or?
Actually, I don't know whether this is, to be honest, is it a first demo class or it's a regular class? I don't know. Up to now, is it okay? I am just started the class.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was kicked out and again when I joined, I was muted. So I had to contact the organizer and then unmute myself. So I was
No.
not able to answer your questions before. This is my first class. I'll be frank.
Okay.
So
No. Actually, myself also, I'm confused up. I'm taking up this course for this first time with them actually. Okay, let me be
sorry.
very clear.
I mean to talk to Karthik as a presenter. I don't mean to.
Myself, I am the Karthik. I am the main person. You're talking to me itself. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm telling you that whatever the doubts that you have you want to create on your own this thing. Is it correct or not? Okay. I will give a proper documentation. I'll be giving the how to install it. I'll be showing you.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
I'll be doing it. Not a problem.
So
If you have any questions,
as a demo class, then.
Yeah, you treat it as a demo class better today because the thing is, I don't know how I think from it will be starting up next week or it's how they're planning up. I don't know exactly. Okay. So, but I'm treating as it's a first class. I'm treating it as a first class and I'm starting my theoretical things. Don't worry about it. And in future, I'll be carrying on those things. Is that okay?
Thank you.
But still, I'm explaining you what are the things are there, how to work on it. I'm explaining you how you need to work on your Linux very well.
Yeah,
is it clear? What you need to know as
familiar with Linux because I'm working. I'm a student using Linux for the last 4+ years, so I'm very well acquainted.
Okay, then it's not a big deal to work with you. I think it's very easy to install it. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, here I have what I've done in the sense is you need to know about a database. If you want to understand a database, you need to know about what is the meaning of the physical structure and the logical structure of the database. Is it okay? What do you need to know? You need to know about the database, how a database is being created. Today, I want to show you very quickly how you need to know what is the words that you are going to learn. This is the first thing that you're going to learn in the physical structure. What is it in the senses? I want to say when you can see the physical, when you will be seeing, assume I have created a database as a DBA. Now, once I create a database, you are going to see some physical things on the disk. Is it okay? Logical things can be done on the database. Is it clear? So when you can see in the senses, when the database is up and running, you'll be seeing when the database is running or when the database is in when the database is in shutdown mode also, you can see physical structure. Okay, physical structure can be seen where? This is the first question. The physical structure can be seen on your file system, because once a database is being created, some set of files will be created where on your file system, in the senses on the disk, and on your on the disk it will be created, and on your operating system. That is the thing. Literally, what does it has in the senses? It will be, what does that files will have in the senses. I cannot open and read the file because it's a binary file which contains zeros and ones. Is it okay? So right now what you do in the sense is, what you need to learn here, what you need to know in the sense, first of all, what does you will be seeing as an administrator in the senses. The first and the foremost point, every Oracle database consists of, which will be created on the file system. Now you will be seeing a set of data files. You will be seeing set of control files for every Oracle database. This is the thing that you need to learn right now. Okay, so control files, data files, and redo log files. This is the thing. What you need to see, an Oracle database consists of a set of data files, a set of control files, a set of redo log files. What you need to say about it is nothing but you need to say about it is database files. Why I have indicated means star means any file name. Is it clear? Any file name, and the extension of the data files are .dbf. Is it okay? And you will be seeing one more thing, that is nothing but CTL, means it indicates control files. And now I will be showing you .log. This is the thing. What does it consist of? It consists of data files, control files, and redo log files. Okay, so right now you will be seeing one more thing. What is that? You will be seeing a set of archive redo log files. This is the heart of the subject, in the sense, if I want to recover my database even from my cold backup or hot backup or RMN backup. Okay, so if I want to recover my database, I will be recovering my database from my archive, because we will be storing some archives in my database. So I can recover my database from my archive logs. This is the point that you need to know. And the most important thing after that you can see is, you will be seeing about the parameter files. Is it clear? Or you will be calling as a server parameter files. Is it okay? So one more thing is called, the people call it as a P file, and the other one is called as an SP file. See, one, I create a database, you can create a P file or an SP file. Is it okay? For every Oracle database, if I'm going to create a database, a server parameter file is going to be created. Okay, but if I want to create a manual database, while manual database creation, we will be creating P file. We cannot create an SP file. SP file will be created by Oracle itself. Is it okay? During the database creation, you will be creating. Is it clear? Now, what you do in the sense is, now the next thing is, the last and the foremost thing that you are going to see now, the last thing is, you are going to, every day, what you monitor in the sense is, as a database administrator, you are going to monitor alert log files, or what you're going to see, the trace files of the database. What is that? So you're going to see physical structure I create a database, some physical files will be created on my file system. Okay, presently in right now the people are using not file systems also. Okay, the people still are using right now file system and Oracle ASM, automatic storage management, that people are using. If you learn in rack, you may come up with that. Okay, that's a different scenario. Is it okay? But the people are using right now, I need to tell that also. If you learn Oracle ASM, it will be a good thing. Is it okay? So now this is a P file. What it is? I just want to know clearly here itself. What is this P file and alert log files in the senses? The people call it as a P file is nothing but a initialization parameter file. Okay, so P file is a text-based file. What it is? It is a text-based file and it is a static parameter file. The people call it as. Whatever the values that you specify here to start up your database, that will be mentioned in the P file. Is it okay? And what you do here in the sense is you have one more thing that we told you. It's SP, means server parameter file, which is a, I was clearly saying you, it is a text based. And if you want to know about an SP file, which is a semi-binary file, what it is not a text based file, it is a semi-binary file which will be managed by Oracle, maintained and created by Oracle. And one more thing is nothing but it is a dynamic parameter file. It's a dynamic parameter of file. This is the thing that you need to know. So now you have understood about what is this parameter. So, and one more thing that you need to know, for every Oracle database, an alert log file, which is the database will write based on an English language, which will be stored on your thing, okay, on your disk. Okay, what is the file name will be in the senses alert underscore. I want to write the name of the database. It is not name of the database. It is called a system identifier. Okay, system identifier in the nothing but the people call it as a instance. Example, how it will be in the senses. Is it clear? Now it will be like alert underscore. What it is in the sense, it will be like a the instance name, assume right now apple.log. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the thing that you will have it. So now have you understood about the what is the meaning of a physical structure? I will be showing you what is a practical scenario, how it will be there. And one more thing is nothing but you will be seeing about the logical structure. Where it is logical structure in the sense is when the database is up and running. What it is? When the database is up and running, you can see your logical structure. This is the thing. Okay, so what is that in the sense is, first of all, you will be seeing logical structure as a database administrator. As a database administrator point of view, what it is in the sense is you will be seeing as an administrator a word called the people learn here what it is in the sense is table spaces. They learn table spaces. For every table space is associated to it is associated to physical things, data files. What is a data file in the sense is your original data. Whatever today I'm creating a table. In that table I'm creating some rows. In the rows, where does the data store? The data stores in the physical data in the database file in a format of a binary. Is it correct or not? Every heart of the database is nothing but the people call it as a control files. What is the meaning of a control file in the sense is your complete information of the database will be available in your control file. you should not lose your control file of a database. So that's the reason why they multiplex the control files into multiple destinations, so that at any point of time, if any control file has been lost, you can replace with the other control file and you can run the database. And to be honest, let me tell you very clearly, if I want to recover my databases in future, you are going to learn in the recovery processes where you are going to learn control files, in the sense is nothing but it is a recovery purpose. During the recovery of the database, what are the important things in the sense is, with the help of the control file, you will be recovering the databases, because it consists of the information about your database, like your database name, and to be what are those things like what is the database, how many data files are there. So these things which will be available in the control files. And what is the meaning of the redo log files in the senses? You will be recovering your database in uh, you will be recovering the database from the redo log files. From the in the senses, you do the redo in the senses, what are the changes that you have made in the Oracle database, that will be do the changes in this redo. Is it okay? Redo and undo. These are very pretty famous things that we will be discussing in future. Is it okay? Redo means the whole changes. If you have lost your data, it will be getting into undo. From the undo table space, if I can get the data from undo and I can get from the data from redo. The changes of your database will be available in redo. To save that information, we will be storing in archives. So these are the things, a physical structure. That's the reason why I was saying you, when the database is up and running, means your data, even database is running, physical files will not be changed. It will be stored every time permanently on the file system. Even it is shut down, still it will be okay. So assume this is a database. Is it okay? First I'm drawing a circle. Is it okay? On the top of it, I'm drawing this thing, and I'm drawing in between this thing. Is it correct or not? Okay. So what I'm doing here, undo the last action. Is it correct or not? Undo
Yes.
the last action in the sense is the previous. See here, if I do undo, it will be storing up to certain point of time. Can you see there? It is getting into that the previous state has been gone and stored in undo. In Oracle, the thing is, I can get back from undo, I can get back from redo also. Is it
Oh,
correct? What is happening in the sense is, I have got the data from redo. Remember this point here. Is it okay? The point is, the data has been brought from redo, not from undo. Is it clear? Because the transaction has been, whatever the transaction that is been there, it is being recorded in redo, not undo. Undo will store the previous image.
okay.
Is it clear? The point is, it stores the previous image. I can get back from undo also actually. The point you're saying is, I can get back from undo also. But presently I'm getting from, where I'm getting from redo.
Okay. Okay.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So this is the point. So if I want to get from undo, in the sense I need to get from flashback.
Okay.
What it is? Flashback is a concept, is there in the Oracle. Flashback query, flashback table, flashback version query, flashback the version query. This presently it is not working. Like the same thing you have right now, flashback database also. What is
Oh,
the point? You have a flashback database. This is the predominantly the most important thing in the databases. Is it clear? Okay. And if I want to recover it, that's what I was saying you. What is that? If I want to recover database, from where I'll be recovering it? I will be recovering from archive redo log files. Simple point. Remember this thing in future. Either you're going to do from physical backup or RMN backup. Recovery. I'm very sorry for recovery. If you do it, recovery from archive read log files, then you can easily recover your database. This is a point. Is it okay?
yeah.
So I hope. You have understood right now what is the meaning of archive redo log files and the alert log files and all this physical structure. Is it correct or not? Okay. Now we'll move into the next thing right now. What is it in the sense is logical structure. Is it clear? Now, when you can see this logical structure, who are maintaining? As a database administrator, you have created what you will see inside the database. You are going to see inside the databases only the word called table spaces. Is it clear? What you're going to see? You're going to see the thing is you're going to see the table spaces. In the table spaces, what does it consist of in the senses? You will be having only what does it you'll have? You'll have your data files. Is it correct? What you'll have? You'll have only data files. Every table space is allocated to one or more data files physically, whereas logically you are going to see table space. Physically you are going to see data files. Is it okay? Each table space consists of one or more data files. That is the thing. Okay. And one more thing that you can see right now, I'll be showing you up. It's not a big deal. One more thing that you are going to see is called the most important in Oracle administration. What you do is you see the schema objects. Every schema object consists of tables, views, synonyms, procedures, sequences, triggers. These are the things that you will be having. I was explaining you above also. Presently I am doing it. What you created. If I create a table, that is a logical thing. To be honest. Is it correct or not? I create tables. The people does many queries of tables. But how I'm doing the query in the sense is, in a table, I need to create some rows. Is it correct or not? In a table, columns will be there. In the columns, I will be creating the rows. This is called the original data. Those original data, those rows are stored in the physical data files, not on the logical thing. Logical is only the structure, is a structural component, and the data will be stored in a data files. Yeah, somebody has any question, please?
It's clear to me. Lakshman.
It's clear to you. Okay, thank you.
I may ask you some questions after I get through the theory.
Yeah, sure. So that is the reason why when the database is up and running, means to be honest, every Oracle database will have a 24/7, 365 databases. The database will be running in a server. Is it correct or not? Okay, you're going to see the databases will be 24. I'm going to see. I'm not going to go daily and shut down the databases. I'm not going to maintain like that. Okay, this is the thing. Is it clear? So that is the thing. Right now what you can do, this is the thing. So whether I need to maintain both of them in the senses, yes, I need to maintain. You will be having the logical structure, and if I create an Oracle database, you need to have the both of them. Is it clear? The logical and physical structure. Without a logical and physical structure, I cannot create a database which is both interrelated to each other. Through logical only, I can create the physical files on the file system. And if I want to store any information, I need to store through logical, that I'll be storing my data into physical files of the database. This is the thing about it. Is it? I hope you have understood about this particular point where you need to know about the physical structure and the logical structure of the database. If anybody asks you what does an Oracle database consist of in the senses, you can say clearly that it consists of data files, control files, and redo log files.